Sometimes due to fear we balance by keeping the front. Here what happens, the weight is on the front of the brain as the weight of the body is on the forehead. If you go back, the weight is on the back of the head, so we hold our head gripped very firmly as if we are going to topple over. So you have to observe carefully from the middle of the body so that the back and the front run parallel to the center line. I hope you have all observed the pose so that you can understand the various joints, the movement of the muscles, so that your intelligence is as long as the physical body. Then while coming down, you have to take the hips slightly back so that you will not topple. Then you come down gradually, watching the big toes. Your intelligence should feel as you cannot see. Then you have to bend your knee. As soon as you touch the floor, slowly lift up, stand. Feel of standing. What action came in head balance, whether you can do on the legs the same way. That's the pose. Then I reverse the pose. You have to bend your knee, you have to take them back. Keeping them together, you have to draw a line. Just, you can take the outer kneecap or the shoulders. After measuring it, you have to stand the elbow point, then you have to extend your arm, then you have to bring them together. When you bring the fingers, sometimes we may move this hand more, sometimes we may move more. So you have to be very careful to adjust, but a line has to be drawn from the center, so interlocking should meet at the center of the two elbow line. Then we have to keep, some people do like this is fear complex. Those who lose their balances, for some people I've told them to stretch their little finger to get the grip, confidence. Then when the confidence comes, that habit should be taken off. Then placing, forming a cup shape, you have to measure, you have to move slightly forward and you have to keep the crown of the head on the floor. For example, if you observe, now some people do like this, so they are on the front of the crown. Some people do too much. That means you are on the back of the crown. So you have to adjust in such a way, just like Newton's theory. When the fruit is ripe, it is 90 degrees facing the floor. So you have to raise your waist, you have to drop your head perpendicular to the floor. Then I interlock. Because I knew the position, so I interlocked the wrong way. Then I slowly lift my knee, walk in with the foot and raise the hips. Then slowly I go. Those who cannot do straight legs, they can bend and go up. Now, after adjusting whether the legs are straight or not, you have to take them apart. Then you have to roll the muscle in from inside back. Then you have to extend a Halasana. Then you have to join. Now if you observe carefully, watch my chest bow set back. How I adjust the skin without oscillating my body. No movement, disturbance in the physical body, but only observe the muscles of the spine, how I suck into my inner body. the outer ligament of the knee to extend in Shirshasana is difficult. We all stretch the inner back thigh ligament, not the outer ligament of the knee. I am extending, you can see. So that the leg foot may not oscillate at all. If there is a little bend at the outer ligament, the foot moves forward and backward. So you have to stretch like Tadasana, the ligament at the back, the outer edge of the knee. Then while sliding down, you have to tuck the buttocks back, move the spine, and then slowly take the body towards the trunk. See the shoulders, they go up as the leg descends. Then after lifting, you have to see where your elbows, sometimes we get up, but if the elbow has gone out, oh, I have done wrong. Suppose this elbow has gone out, I have done wrong. Suppose you have tilted, one arm is wrong. So you have to observe carefully, observing on these edges. So let that edges be as sharp as they are when we are ordinarily standing. Then your head balance is perfect. So all of you, keep your elbows as you know, measure it correctly, parallel to each other, interlock your fingers. After interlocking, find out the middle of the fingers, knuckles should line exactly in between the middle elbows. Now rest your head on the floor, raising the hips a little more so that you get the space to lift the body. Raise the legs from the chest side of the latissimus muscles and come up. Balance yourself, then I will correct it. Come back with me, this portion, that way. Now in head balance, the front leg skin should be moved towards the trunk and the back leg skin should be lifted away from the trunk. This elbow has to come slightly inside. Then, as I said in Shirshasana, you have to open the back of the knees and you have to turn the skin inwards, and always you have to stretch the inner leg in Shirshasana upwards and the outer leg downwards. Outer side legs downwards, inner side leg upwards. Well done. Now, as you observe, see this line and this line will tell you that this ligament is not stretched well. So turn in the back of the ligament of the knee, extend, make it sharp. As I told you, your pelvic rim should not, your shoulders drop, pelvic rim comes forward. So raise the deltoids vertically up and take this back to be nearer the back leg. And now heels together, and always you have to turn the skin inwards, revolving the skin. From the tailbone you have to measure to keep the heel in line to the tail. Open your chest. Okay. Now look at the other side of the pupil so that you will also learn something. Now when you observe, this is the center of the body. From here, if a line is drawn, the middle of the big toe should run in this between the two legs to measure so that you know exactly the right position. Yeah, you are very good, but only your shoulder blades are not flat. Now open your shoulder blades, maximum, cutting the lower forearm to the ground, open your shoulder blades and inner deltoids up and you get the pose. Here, the tailbone is not at all going in. Tuck in the tailbone, tuck in and then extend the back inner leg. So like that each one has some weaknesses which have to be observed and given. Here also, now though your pose is good, this leg is straight, this is not straight. So you have to turn the knee bone of this leg, just turn backwards. And then roll this outer quadricep muscle deep in. And then make the top leg thin and then go up. All of you, the top leg should be thinner and thinner. You have to compress. Say again, disturbing the shoulder blade, give way. come on, suck into the bone, the flesh, and then stretch the inner leg. Correct? You have to always observe, the intelligence should be touching the back leg as well as the front leg. If it only touches here, your leg is in the front. If it touches on the back, your leg has gone back. So you have to measure, take the center body as the wall of the intelligence, the front leg and the back leg should be brought in line to the middle body. That way, what you did just now. Try again. Even the chest also, even the middle of the arms also, adjust. The periphery, the wings of the body should be intelligence, should be the middle part, median portion, the others are the wings of the body, flesh. Adjust. The shin is loose. Tuck in the shin and lift up. Now you can come down slowly. Good. Now, when you are coming down, the shins, a bone should be ascended. Then you have to come down. Ascending the bones of the legs, you have to descend the foot. Go on ascending. Lifting the bones, the foot should come down. Then the rhythm will come. Bend your knees, rest yourself. Slowly raise your head, relax the fingers, let loose. Then stand up. I am purposely taking one of your colleagues, showing the back so that I have corrected the front body. Now I will correct the back portion of the body so that you learn exactly what you have to do with the front and the back. Now this is the middle of the knuckles of the thumb. So this is the center of the body. This will teach you if the thumbnail moves this way, your elbows are wrong. Or the body has moved more to this hand. If this thumb moves that side, this hand has taken the load. So you have to always observe these knuckles, which runs exactly in the middle of the skull. Then adjusting this hand, now this is the trapezium muscles, what we call. So one side is very short, one side is very thick for all. So what he has to do is, that means this knuckle of the thumb goes down, this knuckle of the thumb comes up. So if he presses this knuckle like that, this muscle goes up. When you see how he lifts up, then they become thin. Then after adjusting, you have to come like that. Now if you observe, there is a hollowness here. The hollowness is, body goes according to this shape. If these points at the top of the inner shoulder blade, take forward to the front body, towards the front. If you cannot do it, now just see, I keep my knee and I push it. Let me see how much it moves. Then he has to spread out the shoulder blade. Then he has to feel from here to here. Can I do Halasana on my lumbar area? That means the diaphragm should be taken slightly back without taking the tailbone back. Come on. That's it. Come on. Now stretch from the outer part of the body straight up to the inner calf muscle. Then turn the kneecap inwards. Turn in. Now with the help of the kneecap, ascend your outer buttocks slightly up, higher than the center. Or this is the outer edges of the tailbone. When we stretch, we set the center of the tailbone. So if you can move the sides of the tailbone higher than the center, the pose will be accurate. Try. Lift up the outer edges on either side of the tailbone. Then extend the body from the outer edges. Now come down. Did you see? Understood now? How to do? How to improve from where you know. Every time you should go on searching. Where am I doing? Where am I not doing? What I am getting? What I am not getting? How to add? How to subtract? That also should be kept. Where I am overstretching? Where I am understretching? Where you are overstretching, you have to understretch. Where you are understretch, you have to overstretch. Then the balance, harmony, grace will come. Okay. Now I have shown you the front portion and the back portion in head balance, how accurately it has to be adjusted. If there are overstretches, you have to understretch them. Where the understretches, you have to think and stretch them very well. Then only there is a tremendous balance, grace and harmony in the pose. If you just do it, just keeping the head down and leg on the air, that is not head balance. Head balance should be as accurate as when you stand in Halasana. Then I am sure that you will all enjoy head balance tremendously. Well done. Salamba Sarvangasana, or it is called neck balance. Some will call it as shoulder balance. It does not matter. When it's a neck balance, that means you have to come on the nape of the neck. If it is called shoulder balance, it's very difficult to stand on the edge of the shoulder. It's not just keeping the whole weight somewhere in. Actually, the shoulders revolve, entwine to get the proper weight. So there is nothing wrong in calling it is neck balance or shoulder balance, but it is called Sarvanga Asana. Here, in this Sarvanga Asana, I have purposely used 5 mat for the simple reason that in the West, when people do the shoulder balance on the floor, their neck being very short, sometimes it may snap. So in order to be on the safer side, it's better that one uses these 5 mats or anything to that height, so that they get pose without injuring their neck. It's only to stop that injury, cervical slip disc, that this method has been adapted. Now I will show you the pose. You have to lie flat on your back, and you have to keep your nape of the neck on the edge of the mat, so that you know that from the nape of the neck when you cut, which portion of the edge you are touching, you are not touching. Then we have to open your chest. Many of us, we do the wrong pose, whether we bend the legs or we go straight. So we forget and we go just like that, collapsing our chest, and then we cave in the chest and we go up. This is a wrong pose. Here what happens? The whole frontal trunk has sunk into the neck, so you cannot adjust at all. So never cave in the chest when you start the shoulder balance. Now I'm showing you how the chest has to be puffed up and retained throughout the practices. Can you see the difference? So here, all these ribs are lifted up. If you go and cave in the chest, they curve like this, and which sinks the heart too. Whereas here, it gives room for the heart to open. It's a very soothing pose. Every time, as I said in Halasana, see the top front leg. The bottom leg closes, but the top leg never closes from the knee to the groin. Now how I turn in, so that the front leg is also from the side to side, run parallel to each other. And then when you come down, you have to slide your legs slightly, then you have to release the hand, and without dropping the chest, you have to tap the buttocks to the floor. And then you have to come to that right angle. Then normal breathing there. After staying for a while here, exhale and take the foot to the top. Showing this pose from the back, so that we understand the manipulation of fingers and the adjustment of the elbows on our back. Sometimes when we bring our fingers on our back, we forget the original position. So we play. So one elbow goes out, one elbow come here, or you can play here, and when you take it, it may go out. So you have to be very careful. So you have to stretch first, holding it here, or stretching like that. Then you have to flex your elbow. Then you have to bring your fingers on your back to adjust. We can see the most important here is that from the base of the neck to the thoracic dorsal spine, the spine is almost doing Halasana. As long as it is in Halasana, there is no pain or cervical problems arising. Now, if you don't get it, you have to release your fingers, and again you have to stretch from there. So that there is absolutely no injury. It is known as traction. So in this position, I have given the traction to the cervical spine. You can see the back of the thighs. How I revolve the skin to get the broadness on the back of the thighs. How to know whether you are doing the correct pose or not? Suppose the foot is to the front. The back of the anal mouth is higher than the frontal anal mouth. If the foot goes back, the frontal anal mouth is higher than the back anal mouth. When you do the straight pose, you have to measure from the center of the anus to stretch the leg, so that you know that the front and the back leg run parallel to each other. Now when coming down, you have to take the buttocks slightly back, then lower the leg, then slowly slide, inch by inch, bring the back of the body to the ground. Then take a rest in this position for few seconds, then go back. Now I show from this side so that you understand how you can adjust yourself from the front, from the back, and from the sides. Always, when you go up, we should feel weight more on the top leg than on the lower leg. So you have to always grip these muscles firmly, and from there you have to come up. Then there is no jerk, there is no strain, there is no heaviness in the breath. I am purposely showing from the side in order to know that it is very difficult to stretch from here to here, which you cannot see from the front and the back. Now observe carefully that though the legs will be straight, there is a bend there. You see, so that means the back legs are also attended to. Halasana, as having observed the correct stretch of Sarvangasana, you have to know the stretch of your leg As I said before in Shirishasana, now to bring the toe down, you have to ascend the bones of the legs. You saw me that I took the hips slightly back so that the legs can go down without any jerk. Then I stretch the legs. Those who cannot interlock their fingers, they can keep this way or they can relax. And those who want good stretch on the shoulders, they can interlock the fingers. Then turn the wrist, you can stretch. And then after stretching, now see the ligaments of the outer knee with the help of the thumb, how I lift my legs. Then I am coming to Halasana. Just to know what is right stretch of Halasana in the inner leg, I show you one leg. This stretch you have to observe. Then you can try once again Halasana, it comes better. It's very easy in Halasana to stretch the inner legs. It's very difficult to stretch the outer legs. Now you can see the inner back legs is higher than the outer back legs. Now with the help of the big toe, I pump the outer legs. That is Halasana. Here when I am coming down, I move the flesh to connect into the buttock bone. So from there I descend. Take the head slowly so that you come on the edge of the mat. Extend the trapezium muscles and the latissimus backwards so that the collarbone of the front expands more, extends up. Extend your hand. Keep the back arm straight. Those who can go with legs straight, they can go. Those who want to bend and go up, they can do. Most important is to do the right pose. Stretch your legs straight. Wait. Now open your chest. Turn the triceps inwards. Extend the back arm. So when you are lifting the leg, see that the shoulders do not go towards your head. Moving the back shoulders towards your heel. Exhale, come up. Wait there in the right angle. Again, exhale whatever breath is there. Take one more breath and exhale. Now take a deep inhalation. Again, along with exhalation, go up. In case you cannot, just I will show you that you have to move this way and then you can move the body well. And this muscle should never come forward. Cut that back and open the side ribs. Always in both head balance and neck balance, in Shirishasana and Sarvangasana, the side ribs should be always lifted along with the front ribs. Whereas we only think of the front ribs and forget this side. So with your thumb, you have to lift the planks of the side, plank ribs of the chest. Then knees together. Every time turn the top leg inwards. There will be tremendous life here because we move the lower leg more than the top leg. So you should observe here. And then can you compress? You have to open the inner heel towards the outer heel for the knees to come nearer. Inner heel out for the inner knee to come closer.